Hello, welcome to the next session. Now, in the last session, we understood the word association rule, and we say that we have a market basket analysis, and market basket analysis was discussed, and this was the idea that people who are going to buy one item are likely to buy the next item also, depending upon the previous item which is purchased. Okay, so we use the word frequently item set. So let us start now. We say that if we think about universe as a set of all the items available in the store, then each item has a boolean variable. So I was saying that boolean variable item will be bought or not bought. Okay, each basket can then be represented by a boolean vector that can be assigned to this variable, and this can be analyzed to find out the buying pattern that reflect the items that are frequently being associated with each other. So, for example, computer and antivirus software, computer and printer, bread and butter. These are all the items which will be frequently bought together. So, these patterns can be represented in the form of a association rule. So, that is the basic principle of the data warehouse data mining called as association rule. Now, for example, let us make a association rule with two variable called support and confidence. So, let us take an example. The information that customer who purchase computer or a laptop also tends to buy a antivirus software, okay, at the same time is represented in the following form for a association rule. So, I will say a rule association rule, a simple equation I can write: computer associated with antivirus software, bracket, support equal to 2%, confidence is equal to 60%. Now, what is meaning by two variables, support and confidence? Now, let us see here. The rule support and confidence are two measures of the rule interestingness, because this will tell you out of so many number of transactions, how many transactions went along with computer and antivirus software confidently and associatively. Okay. So, the rule support and confidence are two measures of our rule interestingness. They respectively reflect the usefulness and certainty of a discovered rule. Now, two underlying principles are reflect the usefulness. So, how much is the usefulness of the antivirus software when you buy a laptop or a computer, and then a probability of certainty for a discovered rule. So, let us say a support of 2% for rule means that 2% of all the transactions under analysis show that laptop and antivirus software are purchased together. So, I hope it is very clear now. 2% will simply say that out of so many number of transactions happening, at least 2% will be purchased together out of the total transaction. And a confidence of 60%, meaning that 60% of the customers who purchase a computer also bought the software. So, these two rules are very, very important in association mining. Okay. So, I will repeat again: a support 2%, meaning the transaction under analysis, they say that they are being purchased together, and confidence means out of 60% of the total, okay, customer purchase the computer also. So, typically association rules are considered interesting if they satisfy both minimum support threshold and minimum confidence threshold. Now, with these two definitions, we revise or we refine the definition. We say what is the minimum level of support, what is the minimum level of confidence. So, we define two more, not two more exactly, two enhanced variable: minimum support threshold. So, that means it has to it has to have a support of minimum and support of a minimum level of the confidence as a threshold value. These thresholds can be set by users or by a domain expert. So naturally, if I am a computer person, I know all the computer peripheral, each and everything. So I may behave like an expert, and then I can say, okay, these are likely to happen. That means the people who are buying the laptop, definitely they will go for antivirus software, but definitely people who buy laptop will not go and purchase the printer just as often as the antivirus software. So these thresholds can be set by user or by domain expert. Additional analysis can be performed to discover interesting statistical correlation between the association rule. Now, let us try to learn a very important thing about the confidence and about the, okay. Now, I am showing two tables here. Table number 1 have two columns. Column number 1 tells me the transaction ID 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9. Table number 1 has second column equal to item, and items are bread, butter, okay, bread, cheese, and so on and so forth. So each of the label like milk, bread, butter is an item. And let us say transaction number 9. So if I look at the transaction ID number 9, transaction number 9 contains 3 items, milk, bread, and jam. So these 3 put together is what we call a particular item set. So item set is a single word signifying that so many number of items put together is a single entity. Okay, so I can have a transaction ID represented in our database, represented in a data mining as a TID. So it can be 0, 1, 2, 3 like 0 to 1 to 9. Okay, now on the left hand side these variables are put into a label form. On the right hand side it is put into a binary form. Okay, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. So you can see here transaction number 0 maybe yes if the milk is bought, if bread is bought, yes, and things like that. So you can put a binary variable yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Now if I want to make a rule, then I can say that bread and comma butter. So bread and butter, okay, so I just count them total, and I find that out of 5 number of transactions here, 3 times the, okay, bread and butter also implies that milk was being bought. Out of 5 number of transactions, I can say 3 of the transaction do contain the bread and butter, and milk is also being bought, okay, with a confidence level of equal to 3.5. And similarly beer and implies diaper is equal to half. Now you can see here naturally people will have more on the first item rather than the second item. So what we do is we use the word frequent item set, close item set, and association rule. So let us see what is meaning by frequent item set. Frequent item set tells me which are those items which are bought very frequently in the data warehouse, data mining purpose. So transaction ID is the first column, second column is this, and we use the rule support equal to and confidence equal to. Now let us revise the rule. Let I is equal to a set of I1 comma I2 comma I3 comma up to IM be an item set. So we are using a little bit about the set theory, and we say that I have so many number of item set number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can represent them into a set theory form. So I say I equal to I1 comma I2 comma up to IM is an item set, and let capital D the task relevant data, that means entire data, what is the relevance of my task data available to me, be a set of all the database transactions. So I have 910 number of transaction, in practical it will may have 1000 number of transactions. Okay, so D is the task relevant data, be a set of database transactions where each transaction capital T is a non-empty item set. Definitely if it is set, if the transaction is empty, there is no meaning, there is no information I am likely to get. So is a non-empty item set such that T transaction belongs to, okay, I. Each transaction is associated with an identifier called TID, which I just now shown to you. Okay, so let A be a set of items. A transaction T is said to contain A if A also contain within the transaction T. An association rule is an important form of the rule A implies B, where A is under I and B is under I, but A has no empty set, B has no empty set, and A and B doesn't have a empty one. So the rule A implies B holds in the transaction C with the support is equal to S, where S is the percentage of transaction in the data set D, where A union B, that is A union, okay, or union of set A and B, or both A and B. This is to be taken as a probability. So what we do is we take a union of A and B, okay, and we define a probability P. So P of union of A and B, okay. So the rule A implies B has a confidence C in the transaction set D, where C is the percent of transaction in D containing all the transaction in the set equal to B. This is taken to be a conditional probability of B, okay, given a condition A. So with these two small mathematical changes, very simple, we can have two derived formula in terms of the probability. Support equal to probability of A union B, and confidence is equal to probability of B given a set A. So with these two association rule, we can do a mining business. Now we also have two more things to learn, what they call as rules that satisfy both a minimum support threshold. So we use the word minimum, MINSUP, minimum support, and a minimum confidence threshold. So we use the word minimum confidence, also are called as strong rule in association of the mining. So by convention, we write support and confidence values as occur between 0 and 100% rather than 0 and 1. So that is why we have shown a confidence level equal to 60%. So normally we put them into a percentage form. Okay, fine. So a set of items is considered to be an item set. An item set, please see that it is a single word in data mining. There is nothing like item, then space, then followed by the set. An item set that contains k items is a k item set. For example, computer, antivirus. So there are two items, so it is a two item set. The occurrence frequency of an item set is the number of transactions that contains the item set. Very simple from the set theory too. So this is simply known as frequency or support count or count of the item set. So we can use a support count or a support equal to A implies B, okay, P probability of A union B, and similarly confidence equal to this P probability of B given A, okay, that occurs when frequently is called a absolute support one. So the relative support of the item set I satisfy the prescribed minimum support threshold, that is absolute support of I corresponding to minimum support of the threshold, and generally in our data warehousing and data mining we are denoting by the LK. Okay, so this frequent item is commonly defined by the symbol equal to LK. So you can see here support and confidence. So you can define P of B by A is equal to support divided by the support of the total equal to nothing but support of the count of A union B and support of the count total. So this equation shows that confidence of rule A implies B can be easily derived from the support count of A and A union B. That is, once the support count of A, B and A union B are being found, it is straightforward to derive the corresponding association rule and the confidence rule and check whether they are either strong or weak. Thus, the problem of mining association can be reduced to a mining of a frequently item set. In general, association rule can be viewed as two-step process. Number one, find all the frequent item set, meaning by definition each of these item set will occur at least as frequently as a as a predetermined minimum support count. So if I say it has to occur at least 2 times or 2, okay, so my minimum support become 2. Second point is generate a strong association rule from the frequent item set. So by this definition what we mean is these rule must satisfy minimum support and minimum number of confidence level. So just now I tried to explain two words, two very important association rule, what we call minimum support and confidence level. So next time I am going to talk about the frequent pattern mining, and I will take an example and then try to learn from the mining level. Thank you.